got to start there. Do not go losing yourself in the pursuit of choosing another or having others, especially fucking random people that you've never met or will meet, choosing. You're listening to the Everyday Legends podcast, the show that is dedicated to championing everyday men and supporting you in getting more from life, love, and the everyday. I'm your host, Mike Campbell, and the aim of this podcast is pretty simple: to support you in building rock-solid foundations, legendary integrity, and kick-ass relationships with plenty of stories, a load of lessons, and a solid dose of some loving straight talk. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Everyday Legends podcast. This is me, your host, Mike Campbell. You know that by now. Unless you're new, hello, fucking welcome. It is beautiful to have you here. And today I'm going to deliver a short, sharp solo episode where I bring you 3 uncomfortable truths that I think every man needs to accept like fucking yesterday. And this might not speak to you. It will definitely speak to nice guys and many other people who struggle with other people's opinions, judgment, and rejection. So here are these truths. You ready? The first one is this: people will judge you. It's a fact of life that other people will make up their own minds about you. They will interpret your behaviors and how you are through their own lens, through their lived experiences, through their judgments of themselves, what they haven't visited and reconciled and accepted in themselves. And that is going to mean that people will judge you. People will judge you. You cannot continue to bend yourself into mold, chameleon yourself into someone who will not be judged. Any attempt to do that is judging yourself. The sooner you can accept the truth that people will judge you and be okay with it and not attach your whole meaning and self-worth to it, the easier life will be. That's number 1. Number 2, people will not like you. People will not like you. Even Jesus had haters. Gandhi too, Nelson Mandela. While this might be tough to grasp, not everyone can or will like everyone else. No one escapes this. No one escapes this. Attempting to be liked by everyone is abandoning one's self in favor of the fucking tiny possibility of everyone liking us, or even just the possibility of someone else liking us. That can only take us to an impossible land where we have moved so far away from ourselves. Anyone liking us isn't actually liking us. They're liking the curated version of us. So, uncomfortable truth number 2, people will not like you. The sooner you can accept that and learn to actually like yourself. Accept yourself. Take responsibility for your own sense of worth, worthiness, and being liked, right? Self-respect underpins this. Then you will be okay with others not liking you, and you will allow people who get to see you to actually like you. And so with that comes number 3. Some people aren't your people. Energy that goes towards trying to get people who aren't your people to like you and to win them over is energy that cannot go towards other more meaningful things, including connecting with and being with people who truly are your people. Now, yes, some people that you like and that you want to be your people might not like you and might not want to be or end up being your people, but others are. And they are waiting for you to show up. When we can accept that some people aren't our people, we can actually start to find the people that are our people. So, some people will judge you. Some people will not like you. Some people aren't your people. Be okay with that. And you will actually find your people. We find our people by being the truest, most authentic, courageous, and real selves. But if we are living a version of ourselves that we hope will not be judged, or that we hope will be liked or not disliked by anyone, is this kind of impossible gray zone of nothingness to attempt to exist in. It means that I can't truly be seen and therefore actually liked by anyone. And it means that I'm fundamentally living the representation of someone who doesn't like themselves. And you might sit there thinking, exactly, I don't fucking like myself. I want others to like me so then I can start to. It can never work that way. The work, whilst it might seem challenging, maybe impossible, is to both accept that some people might not like you and to like yourselves. One guarantee of living that way is that I will not like myself, because I don't know who I actually am, because I've bent myself into so many knots to try and be this thing that is literally impossible to be, which is to be liked by everyone and judged by no one. So here is a mantra to accept so that you can finally get on with focusing on liking yourself, on being someone you respect because of how and who you choose to be for you, precisely, despite how others might judge you. You want me to read that again? Here is a mantra so that you can finally get on with focusing on liking yourself, on being someone you respect because of how and who you choose to be, precisely despite the fact that other people might judge you. And it's this: some people won't like me. People will judge me. Not all people are my people. Repeat, 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 repeat. Some people won't like me. Some people will judge me. Some people aren't my people. And therefore, other people are. Because one of the other consequences in this is that the people that truly are your people will never find you. At best, they will find the safely curated version of who you think they want you to be. Which, of course, you can never know who they want you to be. And if anyone wants you to be anything other than yourself, they are not your people. But also, the people who truly are your people might see the curated version of you and not like that, because it's not you, and they need you. Anyone who wants you to be anything other than yourself, not your people. You've got to start liking being your own people so that you can create the space and the opportunity for the people who are your people to find you. And then when you can actually be seen and liked and appreciated and valued for who you are, watch what happens and how you feel about yourself. It will only boost, but it's got to start there. Do not go losing yourself in the pursuit of choosing another or having others, especially fucking random people that you've never met or will meet, choose you. Some people will judge you. Some people will not like you. Some people are not your people. And in there is some work for you to do. That's been my punchy episode today. I trust that you take something from this. You might need to listen to this one on repeat. You might want to pass it on to some men in your life that could do with hearing this. Gentlemen, if you continue to tie yourself in knots, to leave and abandon yourself so much that you don't even know who you are anymore because you're so terrified of not being liked, so backed into a corner of needing to be liked by others, otherwise your whole sense of self and self-worth disappears, then that is your work. And I have worked with many men who have been in that place. I've been there, quintessential nice guy in the day, recovering always. There is work here, but we do not and cannot do it alone. We need to have good men around us who can support us, challenge us, who remind us who we are and invite us into who we can be. And so if you want to have that conversation with me, guess what? Now is the time to put your hand up. Reach out, follow the links in the description of this podcast. Start exploring the world of ELA and my coaching program. You can get some questions to answer in the safety and anonymity of your own home, or wherever the hell you are, sitting on the bus with your phone. And see if this work is for you and actually bring some information about you to me so we can start to uncover what's going on for you, bring some clarity and support you in uncovering what is going to be the most advantageous step for you in working on the shit, moving to a place where you get to start being your people and attract those that are. Remember, as always, don't just listen to this podcast, do something with it. That's been our show. You've been listening to the Everyday Legends podcast, the show that is dedicated to championing everyday men and supporting you in getting more from life, love, and the everyday. If this podcast has benefited you, if you enjoyed this, then my request, my invitation is to share this with a man that you think will also benefit from this and enjoy this. Remember, please, wherever you find your podcast, to like us, subscribe to us, click download first, leave us a review. All those things both make sure you get all the updates when they come in, and it supports us in getting this podcast in front of more everyday men that could use it. Until next time, I've been Mike Campbell. Remember to build that legendary integrity. And remember, everyday men, we thrive when we are championed, when we are supported, when we are appreciated and recognized for who we choose to be in the world. Here is my invitation to both show up and be that everyday legend, and to continue to champion the everyday